E4 Media presents What in the Hell is JR Thinking?
I'm going to hell in a handbasket. Well, at least I'll have a view. Oh, I will see the fire through the rusty razor wire. Oh, don't you worry, I saved a seat for you. I'm going to hell in a handbasket, and I might like it that way. No, this ain't no lie. I'd rather be Kentucky Fried than alive and kicking in Jersey any day.
Welcome to the inaugural episode of What in the Hell is JR Thinking? I wasn't exactly planning on doing this podcast just yet. I was still trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do and how I wanted to go about it. But I had to today. Yesterday was a very solemn day for the people in Houston and in South Texas. If you don't know what is going on, yesterday morning in Santa Fe, at Santa Fe High School in Galveston County, Texas, which is about with my driving, about a 20-minute drive, but normal driving, about a 30 to 35-minute drive south of Houston, there was another school shooting, another massacre. 10 dead. There was 9 students and a substitute teacher, along with 10 injured. I will not be saying the asshole's name. I will not give him the credit. I don't think anybody in the media should really be giving this asshole credit. I don't believe that CNN, Fox News, all these TV media should be showing the guy's face. He's an asshole. He's a fucking coward. In the journals released, he said he was planning on doing this and committing suicide. Then why the fuck, when he was being shot at, he just didn't decide to get shot? No, he pussied the fuck out. And now the taxpayers have to pay for his incarceration. I hope he goes to the front of the fucking line and they bring back the chair just for this guy. I understand some may say, well, Jake, where was your outrage for Parkland? Where was your outrage for all that? I had outrage for it. I've tried to push back my outrage because of the empire and what I am trying to build. But I've realized I am trying to build what I'm trying to build based upon my beliefs, my morals, my values, my fucking scruples. So you know what? Now's when I'm going to start talking about it. People want to go, and they automatically, at this instant, they want to go political. They want to go say left wants to say, we need more gun control, we need regulation, we need to start banning guns. The right says, oh, this is what the left is going to say. No, we need more armed people on the campuses. No, shut the fuck up. All this shit starts at home. You want to talk about mental health and all that? Yeah, it comes into it. But this shit starts at home. Parents, start fucking parenting. Bottom line, start parenting. Teach your kids the value of life. Don't just sit them in front of a TV or a tablet or a phone and say, hey, get your learning from that. Or, hey, go to school for 8 hours. Guess what? They're there to go for an education. Even though our state-run education is shit in the first place, thanks to No Child Left Behind, now everything's based off a damn test. But that's for their education. You can be taught in school certain things. You can be taught how to be sociable, how to read, how to do math, how to be a good person. But morals and what goes on in your heart is taught by family. And yes, I understand some don't have that family, and it sucks. It really does. But if you're a parent and you've got the time, and you just choose not to use the time to talk to your kids, well, then fuck off. You're a horrible parent. If you're working 2 jobs to support your family, I got you. You're tired when you get home. I understand. But make time to talk to your kids. FaceTime them when you're on a break. Send them a nice text message. Let them know that you're there. Let them know that you're willing to listen. If something is going on in your kid's life, look and pay attention. This asshole that just shot up the school yesterday had Nazi Facebook posts. And it's not even a Facebook post, guys. He had explosives. He had pipe bombs and Molotov cocktails. This is Columbine all over again. How the fuck, as a parent, are you not paying attention to Molotov cocktails being made in your house? Pipe bombs being made in your house. The father has guns. And I understand that. I have guns. I enjoy my guns. I'm a responsible person when it comes to guns. The father may have been responsible when it comes to guns. Hell, for all we know, maybe the kid even was. But when your kid is wearing a trench coat to school on a daily basis in Texas 90-degree fucking weather, open your eyes. Something's fucking going on. Yeah, he may not be carrying that shotgun one day, but he's planning on something if he's wearing a damn black trench coat in 90-degree fucking weather. Because that's 90-degree weather. It's 7:30 in the morning, which means later on, it's going to be 95, 98. And that's just the temperature. That's not including the humidity and how it feels. So what about the people inside the school? I mean, I don't know. I remember when I went to school, we had a uniform. Certain jackets weren't allowed. They had to be certain colors unless they were a leather jacket. But if you walked into school with a trench coat, guess what? We had a coach there that said, jacket off, jacket off. Yeah, we used to make fun of him for it because he said jacket off. But you know what? He told them to take the jacket off. What happens if this kid was told to take that jacket off? He may have started there, but it had been enough people that maybe he would have been tackled. But no, he was just allowed to go through. Why? Because everybody wants to be an individual and nobody wants to hurt anybody's feelings anymore. Fuck that shit. You're not all princesses. You're not all princes. Wake the fuck up. You're human. You can be your own person. Nobody has any issue with you being your own person. But now we've gotten to a point of political correctness where we don't even want to say anything because we're afraid we're going to hurt people. And I'm not going to use the word snowflake because that's, for one, that's a military term that the Republicans decided to take. That's number one. But in this issue, everybody wants to be an individual, but yet they want to be in a group. What the hell happened to us? What the hell happened to our freedoms? People want to say freedom of speech. We don't have no freedom of speech. Because if we go someplace and we say something, all of a sudden it's on Facebook, it's on social media. Even though it was our opinion, guess what? It's posted up. Now we're ostracized. Why? Because we stated our opinion. Now, I'm also under the belief that you can state your opinion. Doesn't mean it's right. But most importantly, you can state your opinion. Doesn't mean I have to listen. Your opinion does not matter to everybody. Technically, your opinion only matters to yourself. So for one, if you don't want to get destroyed because you think you may be wrong or the person that you're talking to may be right, then don't fucking talk. We used to be able to discuss things in this world and talk things over. What the hell happened? If you look back, a philosopher, John Mills, and I did in one of my philosophy classes, I did about a 14-page paper on John Mills and the liberty of thought and discussion. And John Mills even states, in order to have a right, you got to have a wrong. There has to be a wrong in order to have a right. Because if you're right, well, then what's wrong? So don't come to me and say, oh, I'm right, and you're not willing to listen to my side. Because guess what? There's a good chance that I'm right, and I can prove that to you. But nobody wants to listen to the other side anymore. Everybody is stuck in their bubble. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Being stuck in that bubble just got 10 kids killed. Open your fucking eyes. And then if you do want to politicize this incident, you got people that are going to come out and say, oh, we need to take guns away. Guns are what's bad. No, it's not guns. I was in the damn military. It has nothing to do with the gun. It has to do with the person that the trigger finger belongs to. The gun didn't walk into Santa Fe High School and start shooting people. This asshole did. He pulled the damn trigger. If you leave a pistol on the table, it ain't going to shoot anybody. Oh, but some people says, oh, but there's the option there. No, the option there is if someone puts a finger in front of the trigger and pulls it. The gun ain't going to go off on its own. Oh, but it could have a misfire. Yeah, if somebody bangs on the table hard enough, maybe. But most guns nowadays do have fail-safes. So no, I don't buy that shit either. I mean, I really don't know what to say that much anymore, because I look at when I joined the military, this country was great. And it still is, and it still can be even better. I'm not going to be that cynical about it. But I do feel that now that I've been out, I look back and say, really? This is the shit that I signed up for? You know, if I knew the country was going to turn out the way it is right now, would I have done the same thing? People, I wouldn't say all people. There's a good majority of people that don't have gratitude for what this country and the freedoms of this country actually give them. They always want more. Enough is never enough for some people. They always want more. And these are these self-entitled pricks that think they can run shit. You know, this new feminist movement, for instance. I'm not talking about the true feminists, the original feminists, you know, that was out for women's rights, for voting rights, to be able to drive, to do everything a man can. I'm not talking about those feminists. I'm talking about these piece of shit feminists that literally believe masculinity is a curse, that it should be cursed. And it's a thought process that I don't exactly understand. I believe we need more masculinity in the world. And by that, I mean in family. These feminists want to say we need less masculinity and more femininity. Then why don't we go into the neighborhoods where there's more single mothers than anything else? And their kids end up going into jail, overdosing, getting into gang wars, all that. And what do they say in those neighborhoods? If he had a father, it would have been better. If he had a father, he would have grown up knowing this. When you're growing up, you need both a masculine and a feminine side instilling values into you, because they're going to instill different values. Masculinity is going to instill that chivalry, work ethic. If you're male, the love of women and the gentleness of dating a girl. While on the other side, the feminine side is teaching you more about your feelings, how to be in touch with your feelings, so that when you do grow up, you know how the hell you feel. And maybe you don't go and shoot up a fucking school. Because you know what the hell is going on. Then, so if you want to look at that, then you look at it as a mind frame. So I'll even go into mental health. Because mental health is an issue that goes into a lot of these school shootings. Of course, this shooting that took place yesterday morning was a little different. He wasn't an isolated guy. He was a football player, so people knew him. There wasn't a whole lot of, I knew eventually he was going to do this. It was more of a catch-off guard type thing. But as more information comes forward, we're most likely going to see that he probably did have some issues. And so when you look at mental health, we're in a societal problem where we say mental health needs to be looked at, that you need to go to the doctor, that mental health needs to be a priority. Well, then we also need to teach other people that if someone's going to a shrink or they have problems, don't bully them for that. They're trying to get better. You know, in a way, if you have problems and you're going to see a shrink, high five to you. You're trying to better your life. You're tired of feeling like shit. You're tired of hearing the voices or whatever it is. I want to give you a congratulations because you're doing the right thing. It's like those people that want to laugh at the fat guy running on a treadmill in a gym. Well, bitch, guess what? At least they're trying to better themselves. All you're doing is sitting there and laughing at him. He's trying to do better. That's the mind frame we need to have for mental illness. If you're willing to go and sit in a doctor's office and talk for an hour about how you feel and all that, then go ahead and do it. If that's what you need to do, go ahead and do it. But I also believe that if you're doing that, you shouldn't be punished for it because you're trying to get the help. And so, in a way, that's how that whole mental health issue when it comes to guns is. It's just because you're bipolar or something like that doesn't mean that you're going to go stir crazy and you're going to go crazy. If you're getting help, then you're getting help. You're talking to your doctor. Your doctor's working with you. Do I think we need stricter gun laws? Yes, we do. I do believe we do. I am not opposed to having a more thorough background check. Most gun owners, legal gun owners, do not have a problem with a more thorough background check. Why? Because we know we're going to come up clear. So that argument's out the fucking window. Oh, with longer background checks, blah, blah, blah. No, we need that. Because maybe it is too quick. Maybe they're not being looked at certain things. So I have no problem with that. Do I believe in banning guns? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Everybody wants to talk about the AR. Well, I will say this. Luckily, yesterday an AR wasn't used, so the AR is not getting thrown out there. But I want to read exactly what the Second Amendment says. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Again, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. In other words, to the libtards that don't understand exactly what that means, everybody, the crazy left wants to say, oh, well, that was written back in the 1700s. You know, it was for muskets. No. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. I don't care what kind of weapons it was when they wrote this. We now have stronger weapons. What this all means is we should be allowed to have the weapons the government has and would use against us. It is to stop a tyrannical government. So if the tyrannical government has M4s, what? I'm supposed to shoot them with a damn 22 pistol? They have an M4. I'm supposed to shoot them with a revolver? Or hell, I'll even give you this. Okay, so we bring the shotgun. So I got a shotgun, and all of a sudden the military's coming up to me trying to take my weapons and trying to overtake the city. And they've got an M4 that can shoot me at 300 yards. I got a shotgun that can maybe shoot 20 yards because it's buckshot. Really? How is that securing a free state? If I don't have the weaponry to protect the free state, that is infringing my right to bear and keep arms against a tyrannical government. It's not hard. It is not hard. Does something need to be done with kids having access to weapons? Yes. But here's the other problem. You're 17 years old. You're staying home by yourself. Your parents are out of town for the weekend. What's your dad most likely going to do? He's going to give you a combination. So if you need to get in there, if your house is being invaded, your child can take care of themselves. So there is that issue. And I don't know exactly how you get around that. Because it is for security reasons. They're at home. But that's also why I said, ladies and gentlemen, this whole thing, everything, with the way our country is right now, it starts at the home. It starts being raised morally at home, learning the value of life, learning how the world really works. Guess what? Life is unfucking fair. The faster you realize this, the better your life will be. Hard work will get you further. It may take a while, but hard work gets you where you need to be. Hard work makes you feel self-appreciated. The issue with these kids is we plaster their names and their pictures everywhere. So they get infamy. Yeah, they're going to be spending the rest of the time in jail or anything like that, but they get infamy. Everybody knows their name. They may have been that kid that was sat alone during lunches and stuff. Well, guess what? Now they're not anymore. They're one of the most popular people. And I'm not saying popular in a good way. So don't come back at me and try saying I'm calling these shooters popular. I'm saying in pop culture, their name's out there. They're trending. That's what they want. They want that attention because they never get that attention. I just wish this latest motherfucker yesterday had shot himself. Save everybody money, time, everything. Just shoot yourself. But one thing that this should not do is be politicized. This shit happened. We all need to come as a community. Fuck the left. Fuck the right. Both of them have good information when it comes to guns. For one, the right needs to understand the left will never be able to ban guns. It's not going to happen. And the left needs to know they're never going to be able to ban guns, so they need to stop fucking threatening it. Because that's how a revolution starts. Okay, 1776. We had guns. We had a lot of guns stored away. And that's how that we gained our independence on that. So for one, right? You need to stop worrying and stop using this. Oh my God, they're going to try to take our guns. No, they're not. It's not possible. We're not Australia. It's not going to happen. Left, you need to stop threatening that you're going to take away guns because you know it's not going to happen because a revolution would start. For one, a revolution would start because if you even look at the South, how many people in the South own weapons And a good majority of the weapon owners in the South not only have proficiency in the weapons they own, but a lot of them were military. A lot of them were trained to take people out. So no, our guns aren't going anywhere. Do I think we need to get rid of these bans on large capacity magazines? Yes. I mean, that makes no sense, because all you got to do, even if you have a magazine with 10, all you got to do is have 15 magazines and just click, pop, click, pop, click, pop. So that, no, all that does is waste my money, because now I got to buy more magazines and I just got to reload more magazines and all that. It's come on, that's not realistic. All you're trying to do is put a Band-Aid on the problem. And even talking about Band-Aid on the problem, even if you want to look at gun control, there's a bigger societal problem we are in right now. A much bigger societal problem. We are in a situation where parents are having to work 2 jobs to be able to keep food in the fridge and a house over the head of their children. So it takes them away from the house. So that's problem number not problem number 1 with that situation. They've got to make more money because the price of living is going up, but the wages aren't. But then if you look at the wages, you can't raise a wage at McDonald's to $15. That's idiotic. Do I think it needs to be moved up? Yeah, but not to $15. People want to say, oh, well, they're trying to support a family. McDonald's is not supposed to be a support the family type job. It is a part-time job. It is one of those jobs you do while you're going to college, or you're almost out of high school, or you're in high school and you want to go on a summer trip, or you want to get a limo for the prom. It is not supposed to raise a family on a McDonald's budget. I mean, that's psychotic to think, oh, I work at McDonald's, I deserve $15. No, because for one, let me tell you something. It would be cheaper to put a kiosk right there. I have 2 people working in the kitchen, and there you go. You got 2 people. You got a manager and a cook. Everything else is done by the computer. And hell, you could do that with the drive-thru. All you got to do is have a robotic arm, put your food and stuff in a bag and put it on a tray that has a rack that goes out to your car. So no, I don't believe we should be raising the wage that much for jobs that aren't meant to maintain a financial stability for a house of 4. It's not. That's not what the job is there for. So then you even look at that. So if we look at fast food restaurants, well, there's another issue. Why is it that if I want to eat healthy, it's going to cost me $7 to get a salad? And it's not even the healthiest salad. It's mostly iceberg lettuce, which is just water and maybe some spring mix and some frozen chicken that's been thawed earlier the day. But let's say I do want to get that salad. That's $6.59, $7. But a Big Mac is $1. So then when you look at that, when a parent goes and they go pick up their kids from school or pick them up from basketball practice or something like that, and they say, hey, what do you want to go eat? Oh, I want to go eat at, because not everybody's from Texas, so I'll use the example. Oh, I'm going to go eat at Wendy's. Okay, let's go to Wendy's. Well, as a parent, you're like, well, I want him to eat healthy. But yet the healthy thing costs $6.49 when I can get him a burger and fries for $3. So what happens? The kid gets $3 worth of junk compared to a $6 salad. We are in a true societal problem. We're not going to be able to fix everything else until we fix how the hell we are thinking. I'm 34, but I thank God that I was raised by someone who was born in the 40s and my mom born in the 50s. It's great. Because I was raised with morals and ethics and a mind of my own. Speaking of minds of our own, I was never a fan of Kanye West. Was never a fan. I don't like how you name your kids and all that stuff, but that's your business. That's your business, Kanye. But I will have to say, thank you for standing up and just putting it in people's minds. Think on your own. Stop listening to the media to get all your information. Fuck Fox News, fuck CNN, fuck MSNBC. Why don't you read? If you want to watch that stuff, that's fine, watch it. But get your information from other sources too. Most of the time when you do that, whatever is the same, it's what's going to be the truth. Every news media outlet has an agenda. The AP, Reuters, Al Jazeera, all of them, they all have agendas. So read read an article from Fox News, then read it at CNN, then read it in AP, and whatever is joined in the same, you can look at that as truth and not opinion, not biased. Wake up. You all want to say you want to be individuals, but yet you don't want to think like one. You can't teach stupid and you can't teach logic. But a lot of people have logic, they just decide not to use it. Because their friends aren't using the logic. They don't want to be different. They want to be sheep. Bah, bah. Well, stop being the fucking sheep. I'm not saying you got to be a black wolf, because we don't need a bunch of black wolves going around town. But open your mind and figure out what's going on your own. And the last thing I'm going to talk about, and I've talked about it on the E4 Sports podcast, and I'm going to bring it up now, was the whole kneeling. I didn't have an issue with what Colin Kaepernick did. I had no issue. I mean, let me rephrase it. I did have an issue. I had an issue with what he did at first by sitting. I did have an issue with that. But then when he decided to kneel after talking to a Navy SEAL and an Army Ranger, he decided to kneel. Because he still didn't want to stand for a flag that he felt stood for unjustice and police brutality. But at least he made that known. That's the thing. He made it known. Everybody wants to get on Kaepernick. He made it known. And then Trump decided to get involved. When Trump said that everybody that knelt should be fired and calls them sons of bitches, that's a problem. Should have kept his fingers to himself before tweeting that out. But what happened that Sunday? Because he said it on Saturday. What happened that Sunday? Every team did something different. Whether it was kneel or stand the whole time with arms connected, everybody did something. And that very moment, Kaepernick's whole cause went to shit. It was no longer what Kaepernick wanted. It was no longer about social injustice and police brutality. It wasn't. Of course, if you look at that real quick before I go on, someone that was talking about police brutality and social injustice and all that shouldn't have been wearing pig socks, or a Guevara t-shirt in Miami. That's stupid. That undermines what you're doing, and so that didn't help. But back to the kneeling. The waters got muddy because now players were using the kneeling as an agenda grabber. Oh, I don't like what the owner's saying. I don't like what the owner's doing, so I'm going to kneel. I don't like how this person did this weekend, so I'm going to kneel. So the water got muddy, and nobody wanted to hire Kaepernick. Now, for one, I don't think Kaepernick was going to get starter money in the first place. I think a team would have signed him as a backup for backup pay. He wasn't going to get his $7 million. It wasn't going to happen. He should have never decided to opt out. He was getting bad. Of course, he's been getting bad advice this whole time. I truly believe that. He's tried to do some good, but I think he's been given horrible, horrible advice. And then he decided he was going to sue for collusion because he believes he's being blackballed. Well, Colin, you're not being blackballed. Just like you have the right to do what you're doing, the owners have a right not to sign you based upon a business decision. They have a right. They have a right to look and say, look, you can be a good backup, but you come with too much baggage. You know, Eric Reed, who's joined on the collusion case, he said he's going to stand. He will no longer kneel. Kaepernick hasn't said anything about it. Well, yeah, owners aren't gonna say that. They're not going to hire you. Because they're going to look at it and say, well, if we hire you, we're going to have to deal with protests on a weekly basis. We're going to lose ticket sales. We're going to lose sponsors. And we're going to lose season ticket. And people can say, oh, well, those people are racist. Those people are that. Why would they want to sell their tickets? Because it's their choice. It's their choice. He made a choice. And he's living with the consequences. If you sell your season tickets because you do not want to go watch a team that hired a person you don't morally agree with, that's your choice. And talking about choices, I think Eric Reed has a good mind frame. He says he will stand. And I think every player in the NFL this year should fucking stand for the national anthem. You made your point. We're talking about it. I'm talking about it right now. People are talking about it yesterday. People are talking about it as I'm talking about it. So the discussion is out there. Congratulations, Colin. Congratulations, Eric Reed. Chris Long. Congratulations. Y'all did it. It's being talked about. Now either go and stand for the national anthem, or the NFL needs to come out and go back to pre-2009 and say nobody's coming out for the national anthem. I think that is what should happen. Just put them all in the back again. Make it a fan celebration. You don't need the teams out there. You really don't. I mean, the only reason why they did is sponsorships and all that stuff. You don't need them out there. So if you're going to have them out there, I think all the players should stand up. You proved your point. Congratulations. We're talking about it. And if you don't want them out there, I'm fine with that too. I'll still salute, and I'll still put my hand over my heart for that national anthem. You're damn right. I serve for that. Now, if someone else is sitting in the stands while doing it, am I going to look at them and be like, dude, you're an asshole? Yeah, in my head. But I'm also not going to get pissed off and start throwing beer on him and trying to start a fight, because he has a right. It may not be proper, but he has a right to do what they're doing. So NFL players, either stand up or stay in the back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to do it for me. I think that's going to do it for my first episode. It wasn't, like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. I wasn't exactly ready to do the podcast, but after yesterday morning, I think it was time to start opening my mouth. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is What the Hell JR is
I'm
thinking.
going to hell in a handbasket. Oh, please don't pray for me. No, I don't need to be saved. Of the devil I ain't afraid. There ain't nothing he can do that ain't already been done to me.